Live from your first marriage, it's Ireland Baldwin.
Ron Burgundy.
Demi Moore, the president of Hollywood.
This next roaster is a surprise, and Alec, you are in for such a treat. Live from your first marriage, it's Ireland Baldwin.
Hi, Dad. I'm Ireland. It's good to be here. I almost didn't even know about it because I haven't checked my voicemails for my dad from the last, 12 years or something. I actually have a lot in common with the people on this roast because, like them, I don't really know you that well either. Well, a lot of people know my dad as that guy from the Mission Impossible movies or that guy from 30 Rock. I know him as that guy from half of my birthday parties. By the way, Mission Impossible is what I call getting my dad to apologize. A lot of people only know my dad as an angry guy, but he's more than some lunatic who loses his temper. He also loses Emmys and Oscars and custody of his firstborn child. Am I right? Shit. But listen, let me just set the record straight. He was a great dad. I still remember when he would tuck me in and yell me a bedtime story. My absolute favorite, and his favorite, The Three Little Thoughtless Pigs. Dad, your always be closing speech in Glengarry Glen Ross was great. At least you taught someone their ABCs, right? It hasn't been easy being the daughter of an iconic movie star. But I'm not here to talk about my mother. Or her Oscar. I'm here to talk to you, Dad, finally, without a court-appointed social worker. It's so nice that we can do that. That's so sweet. It's okay. I turned out fine. I've been modeling, which is a really fun gig. Honestly, it's just nice for a Baldwin to be on a runway without starting beef with American Airlines. I was so surprised. I was so surprised when I heard about that plane incident. I mean, why would you even start shit with the one place that's still playing your movies? It's nice to see some new faces and some older faces and some newly reconstructed faces. A lot of people don't know this. But when I was a kid, Caitlyn Jenner was my middle school track coach. You taught me to jump over the greatest hurdle of all, which is my father's approval. Do you know what it's like having a gold medal athlete as your track coach? Blake, you get it, right? You've disappointed a Jenner that's completely out of your league.
Did he really date your daughter?
Yeah.
He did?
You should have married her, and now you're never gonna get a ring. It's good to be here, but it would have been nice to have the whole family here. Unfortunately, Comedy Central couldn't arrange for this roast to be held in 1997. Oh, wait, and speaking of things that weren't held in 1997, But seriously, Dad, I'm so proud of you. You're a wonderful father and an amazing actor, and I'm thrilled to be here to see you celebrated tonight. After all the years of giving verbal abuse, it's finally time you receive some. So before I leave, I'd just like to say something you've never said to me. Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would give an introduction, but I don't need to. Ron Burgundy.
Listen, people, listen, I don't have a lot of time, all right? I don't have a lot of time. I'm currently over at stage 24, hosting Spike TV's Your Mother's a Fat Bitch award show. Some real clever writing, great energy over there. Boy, have we got a great gang of talented comics here tonight. We've got Tom Dreesen, Willie Tyler, and Lester. I didn't realize Lester was a live human being. Gary Mule Deer, Fanny Flag, top notch. Star-studded evening. Listen, I'm just gonna cut to the chase. Justin Bieber. You've been taking it on the chin tonight. You really have. In fact, absolutely abused. And I'm just here to say one thing. You people don't know what the hell you're talking about. As far as I'm concerned, this guy is doing it right. Here's a couple things I know. September 1st, 2014. Bieber arrested for a collision with a minivan in his hometown of Stratford, Ontario, Canada. And then beat up the occupant of the minivan. Nice work! October 18th, 2010, Bieber accused of assaulting a 12-year-old at a laser tag arena. Kaboom! I only wish the kid was a 9-year-old. March 28th, 2013, Bieber flies into Munich with his pet monkey, Mally. Doesn't have the proper paperwork, so he leaves it at a zoo in Germany. It's a monkey. It's named Mally. Don't think twice. You leave it at a German zoo. March 4th, 2013, 2 hours late to a concert in Dubai because he refused to stop playing a video game. Say what? Hocked a loogie at his neighbor after the guy complained that Bieber was driving 100 miles per hour in his gated community neighborhood. Eat that, bitch! July 10th, 2013, Bieber pees in a restaurant mop bucket. As he runs off, he sprays a photograph of Bill Clinton with a bottle of blue liquid and yells, "F Bill Clinton." There's not a person in this room who hasn't done that, you hypocritical assholes. This kid has spunk, moxie, and probably a few other STDs, okay? I've always encouraged people to stay classy. And what's more classy than hanging out with Floyd Mayweather? Would I love to see Biebs spending time with Oscar Pistorius? Of course I would, but that day will come. People refer to Mr. Bieber as a kid or a boy. But here's a newsflash, gang. He's a man. A full-grown man who works and loves and makes things with his hands. A man who sings songs for 9-year-olds and cuts his hair like a gay figure skater. This guy just continues to impress. Is there anything he can't do? In fact, I pulled my pants down and took a big creamy shit in the green room because I thought to myself, that's how the Biebs would do it. Again and again and again. If anything, Justin Bieber, not only do you need to continue to live your life with the same reckless abandon, I suggest you turn up the heat. Oh, and one last thing. If you're watching from your monkey cage in Germany, go to bed, Mally. Good night.
We actually just got word that a surprise guest has stopped by. Ladies and gentlemen, Demi Moore.
Surprise, Bruce Willis?
Yes.
Yes, I knew he would be. I mean, even though I went over everything yesterday, I knew he'd forget. So, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Demi Moore. I was married to Bruce Willis for the first 3 Die Hard movies, which makes sense because the last 2 sucked. After all these years, I have to say, you know what? You look good. I mean, you still look the same from the eyebrows up. But we had some great times together. I mean, we shared a lot. I had 3 beautiful, amazing children. 4 if you count Bruce. And then there's the dogs and Ashton, so it's like 6, but, you know. I mean, so, and of course, you know, like, we did argue over the kids' names. And in the end, Bruce won. That's how they got stuck with Willis. But I have to say, our daughters are incredibly well-adjusted, considering 2 of them are half Bruce Willis. But let me just say, he is a great father. I mean, seriously. I mean, every Christmas, right after he would have the girls go make him his special coffee with medicine, I mean, he would come down the chimney in the wife-beater T-shirt, waving that gun, saying, "Yippee-ki-yay, mother." And then, I mean, that's what he's always called them. And they just love his taglines. I mean, but what you might not know, Bruce is super, I mean, really generous. I mean, when our daughter Rumor was a baby, and it was his turn to change the diaper in the middle of the night, he'd lean over and whisper, and he'd say, "I'll give you $1,000 right now if you change that diaper." Of course, I wouldn't do it because, well, the lawyer said, "Don't worry, we'll take care of it. We'll get it in the end." And Scout asked me not to say anything, but just last week, he offered her $1,000 to change his diaper. I mean, you know, some things never change. They don't. I mean, we were married, let's see, almost 12 years, and that's like 84 in Bruce Willis years. But I was there for some special moments, like groundbreaking. I mean, when Bruce he got his career-breaking moment in Pulp Fiction. Yeah. I mean, it seemed really odd at the time. I mean, he's big action star, like doing a little indie film. But Bruce went over to Harvey Weinstein's hotel, and I don't know, he came back swinging that ball gag, and man, he said, "I got the part." I mean, it's funny the things we do for a part. Like, I know that I have dyed and cut and styled my hair, I can't tell you how, a million ways, but not Bruce. I mean, that's his real hair. And ladies, let me tell you, the carpets match the drapes. down there. I'm just saying, whichever place you look, it looks like a dick. You know, after our divorce, he said that he considered the end of our marriage his biggest failure. But Bruce, don't be so hard on yourself. You have had much bigger failures. I mean, Planet Hollywood, Hudson Hawk, Striking Distance. Come on, campaigning for Michael Dukakis. I mean, turning down Clooney's role in Ocean's 11 to focus on playing the harmonica. I mean, I could go on, but they said it's a 2-hour show. So, but you know, when I look back over all the years that we've had together, we've certainly had our ups and downs. But I have to say, those were some of the best times of my life. I just look at our marriage like the Sixth Sense. You were dead the whole time. All kidding aside, truly, all kidding aside, I'm really honored to be here. You are someone I truly care about. You will always have a special place in my heart. I'm so grateful that you're in my life, in our children's lives, and no matter what, you will always be family. You've been a great friend, a great father, and easily one of my top 3 husbands. Thank you. Good night.
We are very excited, and I'm just going to say it, honored to introduce our next roaster. He's responsible not just for my career, but for every single person's career in this entire room. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President of Hollywood.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Before I start, I just want to say to everyone up here, you're welcome. In no other place but Hollywood could these 10 people make the kind of money they make and sleep with the kind of people they sleep with. Seth Rogen. You're welcome, you hairy Canuck. I, Hollywood, made the world accept you. I put you on a movie poster and I said, deal with it. And then I put Barbra Streisand on that poster and the world said, no. The guilt trip. Listen, if I wanted to watch 2 ugly Jews weaving through traffic, I'd watch Seinfeld's web series. Jonah, I'm assuming you're here because Seth is? People call me all the time and they say, Hollywood, do we really need 2 of these guys? But I own you, Jonah. I fucking own you. If I try to buy you on iTunes, it would say, are you sure you want to purchase? Because you already own this fuck. Andy Samberg. Correct pronunciation. As Handby. Looking forward to your new show, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Funny cops. You're always pushing the envelope, Andy. What's gonna happen when you run out of funny crimes like graffiti and pickpockets? Can't wait to see episode 10 when Brooklyn Nine-Nine has to deal with a rape. Oh, I dropped the rape kit, schmorgy-dord. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Aziz, you're welcome. Aziz, I admire how you've never taken the stereotypical Indian roles. I just want to tell you that if you did, you would make so much more money. If you came out here right now with crossed eyes playing a sitar, I would fall on my ass laughing. But still, what an actor. Such phenomenal range. You're like the Daniel Day-Lewis of only doing one thing. And now I come to you, James Franco. You're welcome. And no one can argue with your integrity as an actor. From jerking off next to a boulder to sucking a gun like a dick, you were truly the Jimmy Stewart of today. But I know it hasn't always been easy for you, James. You overcame a crippling childhood affliction known as dumb face. But you never let that interfere with your dream of making dog shit movies and explicitly gay Gucci ads. And the Oscars. Look, I don't even watch the Oscars anymore. But everyone was calling me, the kid is making a mockery of your night. But you did the impossible. You made me like Anne Hathaway. I made sure she won every single fucking award for that Les Mis theater camp bullshit because of what you put her through, you lazy dick. But things are looking up. Yeah. Your upcoming film that you wrote and directed is an adaptation of William Faulkner's As I Lay Dying. Oh. Well, I'm very excited for that, James, and I must say, you know, if you... It's gonna suck, James. I'm worried about you. I'm really fucking worried about you. You know how when people talk about John Wilkes Booth, they go, you know, he used to be an actor. I feel like you're going down that road. I just don't know what you're doing. I gave you a chance to be a movie star, make money, hang out with the spider guy, and you said, nah, I want to be an artist. Well, I'll tell you what I told Richard Grieco 20 years ago. Play ball, you squinty fuck, or you will disappear. And poof, he's gone. And you're next, Franco. So what I need from you, James, are hits. Like when you played the bad guy in 21 Jump Street. Oh, wait, that wasn't you. That was your less retarded younger brother, Dave. In closing, give me hits, drop the artist shit, and take your money and fuck off. Good night, you're welcome.
Hallo, Jeff. Hier ist die Heidi und ich muss sagen, ich möchte unbedingt lieber in Deutsch sprechen, wenn ich über dich spreche hier bei Comedy Central. Und deswegen habe ich mir gedacht,
Hey, it's me, Heidi.
Also ich bin...
Yo, Jeff, what's up?
Und dann...
Check it out, I'm chilling in Germany right now, but I wanted to give you your props on Comedy Central. I said, hell, Jeff's my dog, and that mullet-headed fool is straight up funny. Yo, Jeff, remember the time we was cold lamping at the club? Did she say cold lamping? I think she did. And you was like, yo, wanna hear a joke? And I was like, aight.
Sonne scheint und dann haben
you busted out all that redneck flavor. Man, you got us white people down cold.
Wenn wir das machen, habe ich mir gedacht, dann rufe ich dich doch an.
At least you was smart enough not to try to get some ass. Because I know my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, but the yard's closed to chicken-headed crackers. And I think she said, mother... Oh, you know I'm just playing, dog. You my man.
Dir 1000 Küsse.
Peace out, bitch. West Side.